Hi everybody, Jay here. I'm just doing a real quick video for a Nancy update, Nancy Guthrie. And first I want to thank everybody who is watching my videos, these videos specifically, and thank you all for liking and subscribing and sharing so that we can find Nancy. You know, this is all about Nancy. It's hope for Nancy, love for Nancy, right? So I'm just continuing to connect with her and have conversations with her. And so the first thing I need to do is, gotta do the deal. So this video is for information and entertainment only. I am not implicating anybody. I am not saying anyone did it. I don't know who did it. And I am not accusing anyone of being involved with this case, right? I'm just sitting down talking to a friend, like you would sit down and talk to your friend, right? So basically what I do when I do a soul reading is, I'm asking Nancy questions like the FBI would be asking questions, right? And so then these are the answers that I'm getting from Nancy. So I'm not saying any of it. Well, I might interject my opinion, but yeah, just so we have that clear, this is Nancy speaking through me. So I did connect with Nancy on Tuesday. It was really weird. I'm an empath as well as everything else. And I was just crying and crying and crying. And I couldn't stop crying. Excuse me. Water. And I couldn't stop crying. And there's something called proxying, where you run somebody's energy through you. And that happens to me a lot. And so I realized, so I asked if I was proxying for Nancy, and I got a yes. And then usually I go deeper and, well, is there a reason why? Like, is there information I need to know, right? That this energy's coming to me so strongly. And, of course, I got a yes. And so, I knew that I needed to connect with her, and I did. And she asked me for my help. So I just kind of, have to, I step back from the situation and I look at it from above energetically. That's the way I work. I know there's a lot of feelings and emotions, and I just try to stay focused on the energy. Sometimes it does stir feelings and emotions in me as well. But the calmer that I can stay, the easier it is for me to connect and hear. And one thing I wanted to say, how energy works is sometimes energy needs a physical body to accomplish something here in the third dimension, right? There's a law of non-interference here in the third dimension. So, your guides want to help you, your angels want to help you. So if you close your eyes and you see an angel and you want that angel to come closer to you, you have to let it know, like say, yes, come closer to me, and they will. But otherwise, you might just notice that they're always out there. So basically, she wanted my help. And so I asked her, how I could be of service, what I could do for her. And after going down that rabbit hole, came up with something that is called a court of atonement. And what the court of atonement is, it's basically calling souls into court on an astral plane. Now, I have to give a huge shout out to Amy Jo Ellis, and her website is www.courtofatonement.com, because the Court of Atonement is not my healing modality. I did not receive that gift. I learned it from Amy Jo. Sometimes the way energy works, and if you want to call, whatever word you call, source, spirit, God, creation, but sometimes, God, source will give you a spiritual gift to help you so that you can help others, right? And the Court of Atonement is the gift that Amy Jo Ellis received years ago. I've been doing this for like 10 years. I have had some amazing, miraculous results with the Court of Atonement. It truly is a very, very powerful process. It's deep, deep energy clearing at the soul level and healing, right? It's like the deepest healing you can sometimes get in situations down here on earth that don't make any sense, right? So basically, again, you're calling court on the astral level, and you're calling souls into court. And then the situation is analyzed by the Court of Atomic Council and by your guides. Everybody has guides. You may not be aware of them, but they're there. And then, depending what the outcome is, sometimes restitution is ordered. Okay, so it's kind of like court down here, but a little different. So it's just a powerful process that can help you to restore conflicts and release heavy energy and heal relationships. And so basically it like resolves conflict at the soul level. And so it's like you're asking your soul to look at this and to look at this situation, and maybe you're shown, there was a soul contract and that's why this happened. That's just an example. I'm trying to explain the process, but basically you get to look at the situation without all the feelings and emotions of being in a body. It's just like, okay, this is what happened. And so once the soul can understand it, then the forgiveness and the healing comes, right? Sometimes when you're stuck in the emotions of it, you don't see the other side of it. So like at the conscious level, we're not aware of the change, but there was a change, and I've seen the changes. So I did call a Court of Atonement on Nancy's behalf on Tuesday, I think it was. It was in the evening. And it's not appropriate for me to share what happened in astral court, just I guess like how some cases on the third dimension you're not supposed to hear. And I didn't stay. Sometimes I'm told to stay. And at first I stayed and started seeing what was happening. And then we were having a huge windstorm here. So like the wind just blew and knocked a bunch of stuff up. I'm like, I gotta go. And I needed to deal with some storm stuff here. And then by the time I came back in the house, court was over, which is fine. I didn't need to see, obviously. I didn't need to see or know what was happening. And that's not for me to know. For me, it's just to help. But I can already see and feel the energy moving and shifting. And I wanted to share one thing with you about that Court of Atonement. And I've been told by the council and by Nancy that I can share this. There is one person that, yes, did get called into court. I'm going to tell you who that is. That was Sheriff Nanos. And I let Nancy decide, by the way. I didn't call. Nancy told me who to call in, okay? I only called in the souls that Nancy said, yes, call that person in. Nope. Yes, no. I went down a list of people, everybody I could think of. I only called the souls in that Nancy wanted to have resolution with, right? This is her. So, yeah, Sheriff Nanos is one of the people that she called into court. And again, I left, so I don't know what happened. But isn't it interesting that the next day that everybody's like, oh, I got a scoop. All the YouTubers are going, I got a scoop. And it was that, they were starting this petition to have Sheriff Nanos removed from his position, right? I don't know the right terminology, whatever, the recall, whatever, they're asking him just to step down is what I've heard. But very, very interesting, and yeah, those two things are related. The Court of Atonement and what happened. Yeah, boom. And when you call a Court of Atonement, I mean, the energy shifts fast. It's so powerful. It is so powerful. Anyway, so we'll just see what comes out now that this Court of Atonement, and I have called Court of Atonements for some other high profile cases, and I believe there was one where I had to call court 4 times, and there was one particular person that had to come back a few more times, until they got it that what they were doing down here was really wrong. I'm not going to say who that case is, but anyways, so I if Nancy wants me to call another Court of Atonement, yeah, absolutely, I will. I am just doing everything I can for Nancy. And I've had a couple of comments where people asked me some questions, so I wanted to address those. And I know I'm going to not say your name right, but it's Jacka Malin. It's JACAMALYN 4544. Okay. And so part of your question was, I wish you would have asked her if they're going to figure out who took her. Okay, I asked her that. And she said no. This is what Nancy said, not what I'm saying. Nancy does not. Yeah, she said no. The next question you asked was if they will find her body. So I believe, if my memory is working right, I asked that and I answered it in the first video and soul reading that I did. And I believe sometimes when I'm out of my body, I don't remember, but this I do believe I remember. And I thought she said that it would be a couple of years. It's not going to happen right away. And that somebody would be walking out in the desert, just somebody hiking, walking, just a lay person, and they will discover her remains. I believe that's what she said in the first video. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong about that, please let me know. I also had somebody else ask a question, and I hope I say your name right, but is it Ira Lynn Allen? It's IRALYNALLEN 7175. Okay. So your question was, could you do some views on each family member and contact Nancy again, please? And this is from me. No, I cannot. And the way that energy works is you cannot do energy healing on a soul that's in a body, a human body, without asking permission. So technically, doing a soul reading on a live person, I need that person face to face, and I need for that person to give me permission. Like, you can't just go accessing souls because you want to. That's not the way it works. But if a soul is not in a body, I can connect to that soul directly. And the first thing I do is I ask for permission, and Nancy, yes, gave me permission. She wanted to connect with me. So I'm not able to do a soul reading on each family member. That's not how energy works. Now, what was the other part of your question? Sorry, I have it right here in front of me. And contact Nancy again, please. Well, yeah, I will continue talking to Nancy. This is just conversations with Nancy. Nancy speaks, and yeah, I will continue talking to her. So if you want to get updates, I'm doing 3D marketing. Yuck. Like and subscribe and share. Don't like that, but I guess you got to do it in the third dimension, right? The one thing that I wanted to say was something I've seen and felt, and this is a gun stepping away from the situation, right? I have the eyes of Horus. Horus is one of my guides, and you're up here like an eagle in the sky, and you're looking at the situation. And what I see, yeah, this is an awful, terrible, horrible thing that has happened. And when you can step back from the human reactions and the human, sorry, I'm just on my phone. I have it propped here. I'm not like JLR. I'll, Anyways, I need to get a stand, tripod stand for my phone so I can just have it right here on the coffee table and not have to like set it up and prop it up with rocks and stuff. Anyway, so the love. Have you, I mean, what I see is that Nancy is a soul with a tremendous amount of love. And I see that love going all the way around the planet, right? Because there's people from all over the world that have followed this case. If you watch some of the YouTuber live streams, you see that there's people from all over the world. And I can just feel that when I connect with her, oh my God, she is so sweet and soft and loving. Yeah, I feel the love when I connect to her. That's what I feel. So yeah, can you feel the love and see the love? And through this horrible, horrible thing, the way that Nancy is still able to touch people's hearts and how people are coming together in her name, in the name of love. And one example is what's happening with YouTube, the streamers. And if you guys are following the case, you know who I'm talking about, like JLR, Tucson, 857, Mark the Shark, all those guys. I can't remember them all, but you know who they all are. And I mean, I haven't watched YouTube live streaming a lot, but I have a little bit. And I have not seen this happen at another catastrophe, another bad event, a catastrophe, whatever, a bad event, a tragic situation. And the way that the YouTubers, these live streamers are connecting and supporting each other, and there's like no competition. They're all working together. Have you ever seen that before? I haven't. If you have, please let me know. And that is love, the way Nancy's love is bringing people together. I mean, a lot of the other YouTube streamers that I know that weren't at Nancy's thing, like I know one in particular, oh, if you mention another channel on her live stream, oh, it's like, yeah, it's like, oh my God. I mean, this woman flips out. It's like, shut the F up. Because no, you know what? Everybody can run their channel how they want. And it obviously, you don't need to be like, oh, you can't name another YouTuber on my live stream. I'll block you, and oh, that's just so inappropriate to do that. Well, no, it's not. Look at what has happened with all of the YouTube streamers covering Nancy's case. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And all I see is love. Right? I feel Nancy's love. Do you feel it? Because I see it as well. So that's all I have for today. I guess, I told Nancy how everybody around the world is sending her love and everything. And so, yeah. If you have a question you would like to ask Nancy, comment below and I will definitely try to get an answer. I won't promise or say I can get an answer because you don't know until you ask. So there's certain things I am allowed to ask. There's certain things that, the soul might say, no, you can't ask that. So it's always up to the soul. This is up to Nancy. I am just the human vessel bringing the energy through me and out to the world and out to all of you. So thank you again to everybody who's helping keeping Nancy's energy alive. Her energy will always be alive, right? So I love all of you. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai.